The following is a presentation of the Western Ontario Super Hockey League. Ladies and gentlemen, Sleeman Breweries proudly presents the Western Ontario Super Hockey League podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Western Ontario Super Hockey League podcast. This is episode number 10. It's great to be back with you guys once again. Andrew Rogers, your host, as always, yours truly. You remember, at least if you've forgotten, I'm sorry to hear that. We are into December now. Yes, we're getting very, very close to Christmas time. It's a great time also in the Western Ontario Super Hockey League. Some teams are halfway through at this point, including the Plattsville Lakers, who are 12 games into their season. Some still got a ways to go there, but we're nearing the halfway point anyways of what has been a terrific second year in the Western Ontario Super Hockey League. The four expansion teams, the last four of the four expansion teams got their first win over the weekend. We'll get you guys caught up on what the weekend, what happened in the Western Ontario Super Hockey League this past weekend. Plenty of video highlights there and recaps full. And then on the other side of that, of course, we'll come back and we'll recap where we stand and when it comes to the standings, league leaders and points. And we'll also take a look at this upcoming weekend and WOSHL upcoming. So, yeah, lots of good stuff here. We also had our Hockey Fights Cancer Games over the course of the weekend. Big one in Tillsonburg. A lot of money raised there, and it influences our guest on the podcast this week. He was the league's top star. He raised over $1,000 on his own, and his name is Mike Findlay. He comes up a little bit later. But, yeah, guys, we'll get into our weekend recap now without further ado. Our first game of the weekend features the 9-1 Tilbury Bluebirds at the Gemini Sportsplex at Strathroy to battle with the 4-6 Strathroy Jets. Pick things up 6 minutes into the second period. Tilbury strikes first. Its league-leading point getter Vyacheslav Chigrincev burying his 12th of the season. It's 1-0 Bluebirds. 3 minutes later in the high-octane Bluebirds offense strikes again. Captain Dylan Denomi beats Jets netminder Josh Diamond. Just like that, 2-0 Tilbury. Less than 6 to play in the second period. The Jets managed to get one back. Ryan Polidori stopping the initial shot, but Dane Johnstone puts home the rebound for his third goal of the year. It's 2-1 Bluebirds. 2 minutes later, Jets managed to even things up. Great feed here from Noah Bruin Inc. to set up Dave Vergeer, and we are tied at 2 heading to the third. 5 minutes into the third period, Strathroy strikes here to take their first lead of the hockey game. Off the point shot, it's going to be Brett Lashbrook putting home the rebound. Jets out in front, 3-2. Less than 9 to play now. Jets on the man advantage. They create the turnover. Carson Monis will put it ahead to Mike Mandarelli. He makes no mistake. Jets now have a 2-goal cushion. It's 4-2. Less than 2 to play. Bluebirds trying to mount the comeback. David LeBlanc with the rush here. And it's Jeff Burridge getting credit for the goal that makes it a 1-goal game. However, that is as close as the Bluebirds would get. They suffer their second loss all season, falling to 9-2. While the Jets get back in the win column, they are now 5-6. 4-3 Jets is your final. Our next stop comes from Elora and District Community Center. Hockey Fights Cancer Night for the 7-1-1 Elora Rocks and the 3-7 Plattsville Lakers. First period, less than 2 minutes in, Matteo Condata is going to put it in the slot for Mike Iacometti. His second of the season opens the scoring, 1-0 Elora. 7 minutes in, Plattsville gets on the board. Damian Karingi scores his first of the year, and we are tied at 1. Less than 4 to go in the frame. Elora on the power play. Point shot is going to be stopped here, but Chad Heron won't be denied on the rebound. That's his 9th of the season. Elora leads it 2-1 heading into the second. 3 minutes into the second period, we get this must-see moment. Elora captain Spencer Gourlay turning back time. Beautiful end-to-end rush here to score his 9th of the year. It's 3-1 Elora. Nearing the 7-minute mark of period 2, Yanni Skropoulos is going to turn this puck over at the red line. He snipes top corner before flying through the air. Highlight reel goal, his 3rd of the season. We have a 4-1 Elora lead. Less than 8 to play in the second, more from Elora. Chad Herron breaking in all alone. He outweights Lakers goalie Austin Darrow. It's 5-1 Elora. Still in the second period, 2.5 to play. Blast from Condotta is going to be stopped. Nick Tetley buries the rebound outside of your screen. 6-1 Elora. Elora adds one more before the period is up, and it's a friend of the podcast, Luke Holzer, taking this centering pass. He'll score to make the Elora lead 7-1 heading into the third. Third period, now Elora keeps humming. Condotta flutters it over to Giacometti. He rips blocker side. His 2nd of the game makes it 8-1. Lakers get one back. 6 to play in the third. Lakers bounce. Sends Mitch Randall in all alone on Rock's netminder Colin Dunn. Randall outweights Dunn and scores his 2nd of the game. 2nd of the season. It's 8-2. Minute later, Lakers strike again. Once again, out of your picture here is Lakers captain Kevin Hugh. He scores his league-leading 14th of the year. It's 8-3 Elora. Elora simply could not be stopped on this night, especially Mike Giacometti, who scores here for the hat trick, another highlight reel goal for the Rocks, and they improve to 8-1-1 on the season, while Plattsville falls to 3-8. 9-3 Elora is your final. Our next contest took place in Stratford this past weekend. Stratford Fighting Irish and the Elora Rocks. Fortunately, no video highlights. Apologies for that. The video quality there wasn't useful. For the Elora Rocks, they score 5 times in the loss. Their record falling to 8-2-1 on the season. Goals from Spencer McCormick, Chad Herron, Zach Cameron, and Joey Heath, as well as Alex Utley. Utley adds an assist in the game as well for a 2-point night. Zach Cameron, 2-point night. Chad Herron, 2-point night. In goal for the Elora Rocks suffering the loss is Colin Dunn. He stopped 40 of 50 in the defeat. Over on the Stratford side, lots of good things there. Lots of numbers, a lot of contributions from a lot of different players. We'll start there with Dylan Buchholz, 2 goals and an assist, 3-point night, as well as Stephen DeGroot, 3-point night for him. Ray Robbins leading all scorers with 4 points, 4 assists on the night. Graham Brulot also adding a couple of goals for the Irish. Colin Martin with a single. Brody Smith, Daniel McCutcheon, Cameron Stokes, and Brad Crisco also scoring for the Stratford Fighting Irish in their victory. Zach Weir stopping 20 of 25 in the nets for Stratford. Stratford improving to 6-2 on the season with the victory. Once again, the final in this one, 10-5 Stratford.
The Tillsonburg Thunder wearing special jerseys for Saturday night's home game. The Thunder hosting their Hockey Fights Cancer game, and the team raising almost $5,000. Tillsonburg hosting the Alvinston Killer Bees in our Western Ontario Super Hockey League game of the week. Opening period, the Thunder strike just 26 seconds in. Brendan Barletta with a centering pass. Jamie McQueen gets the goal. He opens the scoring. 1-0 Thunder, and they strike again a few minutes later. The point shot is loose in front. Chris McGuffin stuffs it in. McGuffin and the Thunder jumping out to a 2-0 lead. And it was a big first period for the home side. Chris Knotts is at the point. He winds up and rips it in. Knotts and the Thunder with a 4-goal lead after 20 minutes. Second period, this is Mike Rebry with a nice setup. He finds Braden Roberts, who puts it in. Roberts with his 9th marker of the season. Then it's a beauty passing play. Mitch Green to Andrew Tapsell, and it's Green scoring his 7th of the year. The Thunder looking good with a 6-goal advantage. Later in the period, we've got a scrap in front of the Bees bench. Chris McGuffin for Tillsonburg and Cam Welch for Alvinston dropping the mitts. A spirited tilt midway through the middle period. still in the second. This is Zach McQuaid coming in. He centers for Curtis Cristo, the former Woodstock Navy vet, with a goal. Tillsonburg is up 8-0. Back the other way, here come the Bees. The rebound going to Scott Case, and he gets Alvinston on the board. That's a power play marker. Case with his first of the year as we move to the third. This is Matt Stevens with a shorthanded break. He skates in and scores. Stevens with a shorty. The Thunder, though, still with a big lead. They would end up with 12 goals on the night. Mitch Green scoring on this play. The Thunder keep on rolling, and they raise a bunch of money for cancer. A terrific Saturday night in Tillsonburg. 12-4 is the final in our Western Ontario Super Hockey League Game of the Week.
Next action comes to you from Delhi, the Delhi Flames and the Aaron Blitz. Pick things up here in the second period. Blitz captain Jeff White scores his second of the season, blast from the point to make it a 3-1 Aaron Blitz lead. Back come the Flames, however, just under 4 to play in the period. Wade Metz is going to find a way here to beat Blitz netminder Braden Kelso. Flames trail 3-2 heading into the third. Third period, less than 6 minutes to play. Time running thin for the Flames. Mad chaos ensues. After the initial shot is stopped by Kelso, it's Quinn Van Boekel scoring his second of the season. Just like that, this game is tied at 3. We would need overtime to decide things in this one. Both teams picking up a point, giving Aaron their first standings point in their WOSHL franchise history. Overtime would solve nothing. Teams moving into the shootout to decide the bonus point. Shooting first for the Blitz is Jacob Miller. He moves in. He beats Cody Odvashar 1-0 Blitz. First shooter from the Delhi Flames is Brady Vanyamirin. He moves in on Braden Kelso. Kelso gets the pad in the way of that. And it's on to the second shooter for the Blitz, Maxwell Lightfoot. And what a move from Lightfoot as he scores to make it 2-0. Flames Wade Metz needs to score here. The Blitz are looking to make history. And with that, the Aaron Blitz earned their first win in franchise history. A 4-3 shootout thriller in Delhi over the Delhi Flames. Our final game of the weekend comes from Plattsville, where the 3-8 Lakers were hosting the 1-8 Aaron Blitz, fresh off their shootout victory over the Delhi Flames less than 24 hours prior. This game was crazy. Lakers strike first in this one. Hunter Dubecki is going to center it out to Kevin Hugh. The leading WOSHL goal scorer walks down the slot and beats Stephen Horvat of the Blitz. It's 1-0 Lakers. Just past the halfway mark, Lakers strike again. Puck is turned over. Loose puck in front is put home by Justin Chang. That's his second of the year. 2-0 Lakers after one. Second period nearing the 3-minute mark. Blitz get one back. Jacob Miller scoring his 7th of the season off the feed from Maxwell Lightfoot. It's 2-1 Lakers. 5 minutes later, it's Miller time once again. Miller once again is able to find a way to beat Lakers netminder Devin Clark. We are tied at 2. Under 9 to play. Lakers 3-on-2. Cross-ice pass to Hugh, and that's his second of the game. He would have plenty more in this hockey game. It's 3-2 Lakers. Less than 20 seconds later, Blitz respond. It's Miller intercepting the puck. In alone on Clark. Forehand, backhand shelf. Miller has the hat trick. We are tied at 3. Less than 4 to play. Lakers restore their lead thanks to their captain, Kevin Hugh. He has the finish here. He matches Miller's hat trick, giving the Lakers a 4-3 lead heading into the third. Third period, the scoring and craziness continues. Pretty passing play here from the Blitz leads to this Lucas shot goal, his first of the year. We are tied at 4. Nearing the 8-minute mark, Lakers power play. Hugh deflects this Mitch Randall point shot, his 4th of the night. 5-4 Lakers lead. Blitz answer right back a minute later. Mad scramble in front of the net, and it's Chris Prejet who puts it in, his 3rd of the year. We are tied at 5. Lakers answer. Point shot is blocked. Lakers odd man rush. Damian Karingi throws it across to Hugh, and that's his 5th of the contest. Advantage Lakers, 6-5. Blitz answer back once again. Again, they blitz the net. Prejet gets credited for his 2nd of the game, his 4th of the year, and it's 6-6. Back come the Lakers less than 30 seconds later. History is made here. Blitz turnover. This gift ends up on the stick of Kevin Hugh, who scores for a ridiculous 6th time in the hockey game. That puts the Lakers back on top at 7-6. That should be all, right? Hang on 1 second. It's Blitz newcomer Brad Humberstone with the laser that beats Devin Clark. The two teams combined for 14 goals in regulation, as this one needed overtime. In the extra frame, Lakers get the first good chance to end it, but a beautiful save from Braden Kelso here. But with less than 2 to play in overtime, we finally get a winner. The Aaron Blitz play back-to-back thrillers, but it's Bradley Watson of the Plattsville Lakers with his second of the season, the OT winner. Plattsville wins it 8-7 in overtime. Yeah, so guys, also want to thank 519 Sports Online for their coverage of the Tillsonburg Thunder and Alvis the Killer Bees over the weekend. But a lot of great highlights and unbelievable scores from there. Big ups to Kevin Hugh, man. Unbelievable. 7 goals in the 2 weekends, or 2 games this past weekend for the Plattsville Lakers, and 6 on Sunday, including the wild. Oh, man, what a game on Sunday between the Aaron Blitz and Plattsville Lakers. Aaron getting their first victory in the shootout, no less, on Saturday against the Delhi Flames. Congratulations to them and Tim Wilson and all of his crew for their first W. That's the Aaron Blitz. Unbelievable. Okay, guys, so here's where we stand when it comes to this WOSHL standings. Tilbury leads 9-2 on the year, 18 points. They are 1 better than the Elora Rocks, who are 8-2-1. Tillsonburg Thunder in third. They've won 7 in a row. They're 8-1. Stratford, winners of 5 in a row at 6-2. Strathroy, winners of 1 now in a row after their victory over Tilbury on Friday, 5-6 on the season. Plattsville, a big victory in overtime, splitting the weekend. They are now 4-8. Alvin's the Killer Bees drop in a tough one against Tillsonburg. They are 3-5-1. Delhi Flames 2-8-1 with a point salvaged in the shootout loss. 2-8-1 on the season, while the Aaron Blitz pick up a win and an overtime loss. They are now 1-8-1 on the season. Over to our leading scorers. Vyacheslav Chagrinsov still continues to lead. 28 points for him. He leads all WOSHL scorers with 16 assists as well. Kevin Hugh is right on his tail. He's 3 points behind with 2 games in hand, or 2 games more he's played. Kevin, 7 goals over the weekend. His goal scoring total is up to 20. His next closest is Dylan Denomi, who has 23 points, 15 goals. Chad Heron has 20 points. Spencer Gourlay with 19. Hunter Dubecki, big weekend for him, 18 points for him. Mitch Van Teeling with 17. Travis Winkworth with 16. Jamie McQueen with 15. And Graham Brulot with 15. Let's take a look now at our upcoming schedule. We start on Friday, December the 2nd, till Delhi Flames into Strathroy to take on the Jets. That one goes at 7:30 at the Gemini Sportsplex. Later on, it's the Stratford Fighting Irish and the Elora Rocks in a rematch. That goes on Friday at 8:30 at the Elora and District Community Center. Strathroy Jets then open up Saturday's schedule on the road in Stratford against the Stratford Fighting Irish. That goes at 4:30. You have the Tilbury Bluebirds traveling to Alvinston to take on the Alvinston Killer Bees from the BAICC complex. That goes at 6:30. You have the Delhi Flames traveling to Tillsonburg to take on the Thunder. That one is Saturday, December 3rd, 7:30, Tillsonburg Community Center. It is also their teddy bear toss game. So make sure to bring your teddy bears for that. And then finally on Saturday in the evening at 8 o'clock, the Aaron Blitz will host the Plattsville Lakers in a rematch there. That'll go from Center 2000 in Aaron. That'll be an unbelievable hockey game, no doubt. So guys, great podcast that we have here. I apologize for rushing through a little bit of this, but that's only because the guest that we have, I want to make sure to spend much time on him. And he is from the Tillsonburg Thunder. He wears number 2. He's been there for 15 years. He is the only original Tillsonburg Thunder still playing for the Thunder from their original incarnation. And he's also, this is a fun fact, he led the Tillsonburg Thunder in his first season with the Thunder as a first-year player there 15 years ago. And it's unbelievable to see him still sledding it out there with those young guys and putting up some impressive numbers. He has 7 points in 7 games. But anyways, the meat of this podcast is our interview with Mike Findlay, who raised over $1,000 this past Saturday against the Alvinston Killer Bees, their whole Hockey Fights Cancer game. So without further ado, Mike Findlay. We're pleased at this time to welcome in our guest on this week's edition of the Western Ontario Super Hockey League podcast. He is from the Tillsonburg Thunder. He's been there a long time. He's one of the OGs of the Tillsonburg Thunder, and well, he's a great ambassador to this game. And his jersey number is number 2. He plays for the Tillsonburg Thunder. Mike Findlay joins us now. Mike, it's great to have you on here, pal. Thanks a lot for coming on and doing this. We appreciate having you.
Thanks, Andrew. Happy to be here. Show off my new do.
Yeah, man. Like what a whirlwind experience for you on Saturday. Like Take us through that, because like not only do you get the big W over Alvinston 12-4, you guys are on a heater right now. You've won, I think, 7 in a row. You're up to 8-1 on the year. Like just running a fantastic little streak you got going. But your Hockey Fights Cancer game, you guys raise a ton of money yourself personally. What a whirlwind of a Saturday. Take us through that from your vantage point.
Yeah, I kind of thought about doing something with my hair for a long time. And then a couple of weeks before the game, I was kind of thinking about it. And my wife and I were like, well, we should see if there's something in Tillsonburg that donates anything. So I went up to Bill and Patty, our assistant GM, like a little over a week before, and just kind of mentioned what I was thinking. And they're like, yeah, there's definitely a spot in Tillsonburg that does that. So I said, well, I want to donate my hair. You guys figure that out. We can do whatever we want. And then we set the goal of $500, which we cleared by doubling it. And then it's just kind of like that game itself, with the fact that the league does that, is an unreal thing in itself. So even without me doing that, we still raised almost $4,000 anyways without that. Right. But the little extra 1,000 doesn't hurt that at all. And the fact that we won the game was huge too, because last year's Hockey Fights Cancer game did not go well after giving Alvinston their first win last year. Right. So it's kind of nice to get a little revenge on them this year.
Of course.
And have a full effort too. Like that, the 2 games before that, like I know we won the one 14-1 or something like that, but we didn't play well. And we didn't play well in Aaron either. So it was nice to put a 60-minute effort together, and especially be that night as well.
Right. And like that is the deal. Like, I mean, like it's good to show up on a night, a special night nonetheless. But like I said, you guys are on an absolute heater. You're getting contributions from everybody. You got 8 players on your team that are in double digits in points. So it's not like one guy's running away with it. It's a lot of spread offense. You got one of the best goalie tandems in the league, probably by far, between Matt Segrot and Jesse Raymond, 2 unbelievable guys on the ice and off the ice. Like, from a player's perspective, like how good does that feel for you to know on any given night, man, the team's got so much depth that it's nice to play alongside those guys?
Oh yeah, it's huge having those 2 guys in the net, because you don't really have to worry about the puck going in the net, and our offense is unreal, just like it was last year. Like back to Saturday's game, like Mitch Greener has his grandma there, who I believe she just went into remission. She just beat cancer.
Oh, wow.
So she's the one that dropped the puck, and then the guy goes out, gets a hat trick. I think he got 2 assists.
Yeah, he had a 5-point night.
Yeah, so the fact that I'm the first star of the week over him is sad, but also the fact that I did it over Kevin Hu, former Thunder, 7 goals, 6 in 1 game.
Yeah, pretty unbelievable.
Sorry, Kev. But yeah, like Greener's unreal. Like we got guys that aren't even at the top of our leaderboard that were leading our team last year.
Right.
So like there's still some guys that still got points to get still.
Right.
So it's kind of scary to know our offense could get better.
True.
And then we got Ratch coming back.
Yeah, Todd Ratchford, that was just announced on defense.
Is huge.
Last year he had 27 points on defense for you guys.
Yeah, he's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, like getting him back is going to be huge. Getting him back in the fold, just getting him back in the room, because he's a great guy too.
Absolutely.
He might say I might chirp him a little bit, but
well, what's a hockey team if you don't chirp anybody?
Yeah, I chirp everybody. So, but no, it's like, yeah, you look at our team, and like we're 4 lines deep. We got 6 solid D. We got other guys that can jump in. Like we got, like I don't even want to say 6 all D. Like we got other guys too, but I'm just talking that can play. So we can only dress the 6, right? So
of course.
Like our team is solid. So we're hoping we can do something special this year for sure.
Well, and that's just it, isn't it, Mike? Like, I mean, yeah, you guys are rolling now, but you know as well as anybody that the games are only going to get harder as the season progresses here. And again, Like, the heater now is great. The depth and the scoring is great, but if a guy gets hurt, it could change and alter everything. Jesse had that happen to him last year. But yeah, getting Todd Ratchford back at this point in the season, that's huge. And I mean, again, for a guy like yourself, I mean, you've been in the league you've been in this league for a couple of years now, and obviously with the Thunder for 15, which is unreal. Congratulations on the longevity of that, because that's an impressive stat, no matter how you slice it.
A nice way to call me old.
Oh, but hey, I'm almost as old as you are, Mike. So if it makes you feel
yeah.
Which it probably
I'm playing with guys now that are like 8 years old when I started playing for Tillsonburg.
Fair enough.
Crazy.
No, you're right. Those young guys, they keep us young, right? So, but I mean, as well as I do. And then last year, you could speak to this a little bit, because you guys had a great year last year, going to the finals against Elora, a goal or two either way, and that championship's yours. This year, it's got to be a revenge type of year for you almost, because you got to prove that being there last year was no fluke, and you want to win it and show that you can. And I think there's got to be extra anticipation. And then maybe if you could, Mike, just maybe touch on this. I don't know how long you plan on playing for, but a lot of the guys, sometimes when they get up there, they're like, okay, I want one last kick at a championship.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that's a big thing. Like, if we were to win it this year, let's say, I got another baby on the way. It'll be my wife and my third baby. So
congratulations.
Thank you. So that'll be something to think about. I think winning would make maybe the decision easier.
Sure.
But on the other hand, I've got, like, our dressing room is unreal.
Right.
Like, I've got some pretty good buddies that are on that team. Like, one of them, like Chris McGuffin, him and I played in St. T together. We've known each other for 20 years.
Right.
And then Jamie McQueen's like his best friend. So I've gotten real close with him.
Right.
There's some other guys in the room too. So it's nice hanging out with those guys, because if I'm not in the room, I don't know when I'm ever going to see these guys.
True.
And because I've known them so long, my wife knows them too, so she likes to see them. But I don't know. But like, back to the whole, we're on a heater right now. Well, last year we went 1-9 in a 10-game stretch, and we still made it to the finals. So
true.
Whether we're on a heater right now, it doesn't really matter.
No, true.
It's still November,
right?
Or December tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, true.
So right now, it's great that we're on a heter. We want to try and finish as high as possible, but it doesn't matter until playoff time comes around. So as long as we're buzzing, then that's what matters.
True. And I'm just saying, momentum is everything. Obviously, it could change the drop of a hat, to drop of a dime, whatever you want to call it. The thing is obviously,
it could be anything. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that's just it. And you want to put yourself in best position, because before we before we started recording, we even talked about the idea of playing in Tillsonburg and what that arena is like for playing at home. I think, and obviously teams don't travel very well in this league. I think anyone will tell you that. Whether it be because guys are not willing to drive that far, or weather, or any other factor. But playing at home, there is a home ice advantage in this league. There has to be.
Oh yeah, I think we have a huge home ice advantage. I think we use our ice very well, and it's well suited for our team. It didn't really work out well for us in the finals last year, but neither team won on home ice the first 4 games.
True.
And then I went to Florida. We were 2-2, and then all of a sudden we lost. So
what the hell, Mike?
I'm not going to put 2 and 2 together here, but.
No, what the hell, Mike?
Yeah, exactly. But like, just even to touch base on that series, like, we had a lead, I think, in every game, the first 4 that I played, and then we just, like, in the 2 games we lost, we definitely had leads in those that we could have won. And then when I was in Florida, I was watching I think the one game we choked really hard. We should have pulled that out, but you got to give Elora credit, right? Like, they didn't give up, and they were able to pull it out when we weren't able to. So it's tough to think about. It was a little easier to swallow because I was in Florida, so I could just turn the computer off, and then I could go have a beer and do whatever while the boys were sulking, I'm assuming. But, but we're hoping to change that this year. Obviously, we know Elora's going to be right there again. Tilbury, nobody knew what to expect from them, right? Like, they're looking pretty good, but then you got to look, like, Strathroy, you can't count them out. You could look at their roster.
Yeah, right.
At some point, they're gonna go on a tear.
Right.
And Stratford, you can't count them out. Like, they work hard, so you can't
And
like
they're
they
fast.
battle every game they battle. Yeah. So and then you never know the other new teams like it's hard to say what could happen, right? Once you get in the playoffs, anything can happen.
Well, and that's just it, Mike, is like on any given night, any team can beat anybody if they're going. And that's what part of what I love about this league is the unpredictability of what can happen. I mean, you got Kevin that puts up 6 goals in one game on Sunday, and that's pretty unbelievable. Like that doesn't even happen much in the NHL. Like we're talking like and again, I think scoring is off the charts in terms of this league this year. I don't know what about you, but like the numbers are just staggering in terms of the goals that are being scored.
Big scoring games, yeah.
But like I said, I mean, it's nice to see the teams like Delhi and Aaron and Plattsville getting first wins and being competitive enough that they're going to make some noise. Come playoff time, no team is going to be an easy out, I don't believe.
No, as the year goes along, those areas will find out they're going to find better players or whatever. Just the way it works in senior hockey, guys come and go. There's going to be different lineups. It'll be interesting to see how the year plays out because teams are always looking for other guys, right?
So, right, absolutely.
But we'll see how it ends up.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's going to be a lot of fun to find out how it goes here throughout the course of the rest of the season. Still a lot of games left to be played. You guys have 15 left on the schedule. Plattsville, they played 12, so they're halfway through. You guys are next up in action here. We got you on Saturday there when you host Delhi, the Delhi Flames. Now, again, that goes at 7:30, Tillsonburg Community Center. In terms of the rest of the season, Mike, what would you like to see from your club? Maybe if it's not just continuing to win, but like, what would you like to see? Maybe if it's staying healthy, like what's your priority? I think at this point,
I think staying healthy is huge. We don't want to see anybody go down. We've had a couple little injuries here and there, but knock on wood, we've been pretty good so far.
Right.
But I think the rest of the year, we want to try and just build on consistency.
Yeah.
Try and play that full 60-minute effort, all the cliches you can think of. Because we come playoff time, we want to be rolling.
Absolutely.
We don't want to be going into playoff time knowing, well, we're going to be struggling for the first 10 minutes or, we're going to have a lull here or there. Mm-hmm. We want to be buzzing come playoff time. We want everybody going. So, and I think that's one of the advantages I think our team has is we're deep. We got guys sitting out that are really good hockey players.
Sure.
So usually in practices, they're a little more high tempo than they have been in past years because there's guys that aren't playing that want to play.
Of course.
So hopefully that keeps the guys that are going to be playing on their toes a little bit more, and we just keep the train rolling.
Right on, Mike, and that's excellent. I couldn't agree with you more on that. Mike, last one for you. Like I say, you've been playing this game for a long time. You've been with the Thunder, like I said, 15 years. I mean, there's obviously a reason that drives you to keep coming back and to keep enjoying this game. I know you touched on a little bit with the team and the group inside the dressing room, that sort of thing. It's usually the answer I get here. But is there anything else that really kind of does it for you? Beyond what you have going on in the personal life, there's obviously got to be something driving you to keep coming back all this time.
I just love playing the game. I still like blocking shots, hitting people. If got to drop the gloves, that happens too. It's just I don't know how to explain it because a lot of people think I'm crazy that I'm still playing. I got all my buddies that play Sunday mornings in Thamesford, been dying for me to play for 10 years, but they won't let carded guys in. So
right.
They're all over me, but they can't believe I'm still going. But I just love playing the game. It's I got my daughter, my oldest, she started last year. This is her second year. So I've been on the ice with her too.
Okay.
So it's kind of nice. And it's been really nice having them come to the game.
Right.
So I got a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. So I had them come to, I think it was 2 games ago at home. They were there to watch and I brought them in the room between periods. That's what happened when I was younger. When we had Terry Lamans was on our team, his son Brenner would always come in the room. He would tape his stick better than anybody on our team. Now he's 12 or 13 years old, playing AAA, lighting it up.
Right on.
just kind of stuff that I saw when I was younger that I couldn't wait to do when I was older.
Right.
So now I'm able to get what I was dreaming of to happen, and it's a pretty cool feeling to share that with your children.
Of course.
But there's also a bunch of children in the room that I have to take care of too.
as the OG, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to keep them in line, right, Mike?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's
I
great, Mike.
try and do that.
That's great, Mike. This has honestly been so much fun speaking with you. You're a great ambassador to this game, man, honestly, and you're doing so well. So keep up the good work. Best of luck the rest of the way throughout the course of the season. I've been talking with defenseman Mike Findlay of the Tillsonburg Thunder. They are 8-1. They're on an absolute burner right now, and wish you best of luck the rest of the way, and we'll catch up throughout the course of the season with you, okay?
Thanks, Andrew. Glad you're back, by the way.
All right, guys. Once again, I want to thank Mike Findlay for coming on and joining us on the Western Ontario Super Hockey League podcast this week. Recap of the schedule that's upcoming here, folks. Delhi Flames in Strathroy to take on the Jets on Friday at 7:30. Stratford Fighting Irish in New Allure to take on the Rocks. That goes at 8:30. On Saturday, 4 games. First of them, 4:30 in the afternoon, Strathroy Jets travel to Stratford to take on the Fighting Irish. At 6:30 from the BAICC complex, Tilbury Bluebirds and the Alvinston Killer Bees. The Delhi Flames will then travel to Tillsonburg to take on the Thunder. 7:30 start there. Final game of the weekend on Saturday, December the 3rd, 8 o'clock, Center 2000 in Erin. The Blitz hosting the Plattsville Lakers. Once again, I want to thank Mike Findlay for joining us on the Western Ontario Super Hockey League podcast this week. I want to thank Sleeman Breweries for being the sponsor of the podcast. And I want to thank you, the viewer. I'm your host, Andrew Rogers. Thanking you again for watching another episode, and we'll see you guys again next week. By the way, drive safe out there. It's nasty. All right. We'll see you guys again next week. Take care. So long.